Welcome to day 3 and our Hunkydory Fest that we're having this week. And today we're going to go over to the east. That's right. We're going to go into Eastern Treasures, and they kind of have an Asian flair. And by the way, scrapbookers, please stay tuned because we have something for you too.
So 3 different shaped cards you can make with this. An aperture card, a wardrobe card, and an envelope card, plus lots of other cards you can create, all with that Asian flair, like you said.
Quite beautiful. Come play with us. Here is the Eastern Treasures. Now, before we even get to this, I want to show you that this has got a lot of stuff in it. So there you go. And that's what we really expect with these luxury card kits.
Right. Like you say, it's a big honkin' kit.
It is a big honkin' kit.
But I really love the inspiration sheet, and I don't like to float by this too quickly because it really has some amazing examples. These are Hunkydory's examples of some of the things you can do with these cards, examples of some of the gorgeous artwork. So use that and you can make some pretty cool designs.
And turn it over and you're going to get step-by-step instructions to make the 3 styles of unique cards. And of course we're going to show you how to do that, but it's nice to have that with you.
Of course.
Now, going into here, we're going to
start with the Oriental aperture card. You're going to be able to make 4 of these. So it starts with these card bases scored, ready to go.
Foiled on one side, printed on both. You can see the variety of colors. And even though this is called Eastern Treasures and you would expect an Asian flair, you can see that the artwork really is just beautiful.
It is. I mean, it has a nice floral garden look to it, but just really delicate and fine. And I've come to expect that with Hunkydory.
Me too. So that's the first different style.
Then we have the Eastern wardrobe cards.
And these, again, just have that beautiful foiling. And there are 4 different cards you can make. Again, the bases are printed on both sides. So 1, 2, 3,
4, and those different colors. I love the different color schemes and always that beautiful gold foiling.
There's some acetate sheet in here too that will be separated into 4 pieces.
Into 4 pieces.
We'll show you how to do that.
Cut those apart,
And then also the artwork that's going to go on those wardrobe. That's a different kind of style of card that I quite frankly have not seen before.
Absolutely beautiful.
Then this is going into the 3rd style.
This is the Oriental envelope card. You're going to need 2 of these for each card.
But you're going to get 4 different colors. Of course you are.
That's actually the envelope that you're looking at. So once that gets put together, it'll be an envelope.
And this is the artwork that's going to coordinate with it, right? Okay.
Correct.
And then you've got a ton of foiled die cuts. And you can see, so these are you're going to use to do whatever kind of cards or scrapbooking pages you decide that you want.
I love that there's always lots of different shapes, large focals, small focals, lots of different sentiments. Some are for birthday, some are for just for you, have a great day, that sort of thing. Absolutely beautiful. Look at those. Look at that beautiful fan. And all of these die cuts pop out so easily.
In fact, sometimes it's hard to show them to you because they are falling out.
They come out so easily.
See the unique shapes of these
borders. This is great. Look at this. If you put this all together on a large card, that's quite a substantial card above and below that large focal. Sure.
So we have peacocks, we have flamingos, we have butterflies, birds, lots of flowers.
You're going to be able to make at least 28 cards from this. Oh, this one goes with the other. Yeah.
Oh, it goes with that other one.
Beautiful.
Then, in addition, you're going to get 8 sheets, of foiled adorable scoreable cardstock. So you can see the foiling on the edge. There we have another. So there are 8 of these. And they can make your card base, you can cut them apart, you can just do lots of things. There's that beautiful painted butterfly you were talking about.
Gorgeous.
There's a foiled sheet. So there are 8 of those. Then there are 8 that are printed. So, whoops, that's another foil.
Another
Then there are
foil.
8 that are
We're
printed.
still going on foil. And,
So you can
and they
see.
all coordinate beautifully. You can
Yes.
use them together, mix and match. This is a nice big size for a background on a scrapbook
Bird
page,
cage.
and just add a photo on the left if you like.
In fact, we'll be
On the
using
right.
that on a scrapbook page in a little bit.
Beautiful.
And then some envelopes. So,
Envelopes for all of those shaped cards. You get 8 envelopes, but one of the cards is an envelope card.
itself.
So there you go.
okay, now we're going to start with the first one, and they're calling this an Oriental aperture. And it comes flat like this. Well, I guess like what you have.
It comes folded like this if you want to see the finished result, and then I'll
Okay.
show you how that works.
So there we go. I've not seen a card like this.
that
Very
neat?
fun. You've got a little window and another opening, and just very
I
pretty
love
for
the
my
end of
friend.
it. When you put that together, it's got, so this is perfectly cut out here
Mm-hmm.
to match this, and so that's sort of the aperture piece
Right.
to the right and to the left. It does start like this. It's sort of halfway folded, and it is scored on both of those places, ready to fold. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to concentrate on this little piece. When you open it up, there's that beautiful artwork behind it as well. The first thing I'm going to do, and this is just kind of fun, I like doing it this way, I'm going to put some tape on the back of that little die-cut circle that you see there. Before I do anything else, I'm going to fold that over, I'm going to stick that, and then I'm going to pop that out.
You know, and I thought you were crazy when you were doing that. I looked at you like you were out of your mind.
So
but
that
very
when this,
clever.
yeah, so you can see this from the front, get well
Yeah.
soon, and you can see it on the inside when it's open. And basically that left side will be folded over. Now you could actually stop right here and just let that be
You
your
could,
card.
yeah.
But the intention is to pop this piece out, and by the way, use this somewhere else for a different card.
Okay.
And then you take the other pieces, there's a die cut sheet that has all of these other pieces, you pop out, you foam tape them in place in stacking order. You can see the image is completed when you foam tape them up together. Then you can glue this to the inside of your card. And me personally, we back out just a little bit, I'm going to put foam tape on the back of this.
Well, you're putting adhesive. But you could put foam
I'm
tape.
sorry, adhesive, double-sided adhesive. You can use foam tape, and you're going to center it in that piece, and I think it goes just like that, but it's actually on the inside of your card,
Right.
and it's centered perfectly. Another thing I like about these cards is that they have this nice little tag that says, lovingly handmade just for you, and when we turn our card over, you can do something, you can do some writing on the back. Beautiful artwork on the back
Yeah,
as well
very
with
pretty.
foil, and place that right here, and you've got a finished card pretty quickly.
Okay, so turn that back over.
Okay.
So that's one of the 4. Here is another of the 4. Now we have added, you know, because that's how we are, some gold jewel border dazzles right along here and right along there, just to add some more, you know, carry out that golden touch. Here is a 3rd card that is in the collection, so there are actually 4 that you can make.
Right.
So same idea is to let that pop open, even though I thought Gail had, you know, gone off, but she hadn't. And then having that.
Well,
like
not this
so.
time anyway.
And then again on the outside, love that artwork on the back, just so pretty.
Fun.
And that's
beautiful.
kind of really the essence of Hunkydory as we've come to know them, is beautiful artwork, the foiling.
The foiling simply put together, really, and it makes it look like it's sort of a difficult thing, so it makes it look special.
Yeah, and
It is
you get
special.
unique cards, and that's what's really fun.
Right.
So this was the Oriental aperture. Now we're going to go to the Eastern wardrobe. Now this is unique because this is the finished card. It comes flat like this. You open this up and that's
isn't
where
that interesting?
Ooh, isn't that
Beautiful.
pretty?
There's an acetate piece in front of it.
Yes.
But there's more to it than just that. So
I
if we
can stand
flip it
this
up.
up, and I'm going to turn it around so you can see the pieces on the inside, and then I can tuck these little panels into the slits, and I will have a triangular card that can stand up. So there it goes,
a wardrobe.
like a wardrobe.
And now when you open those windows, you can see 2 images.
Right.
So it's a triangular shape. when you look at it from the top, and it's got those nice little windows there, and just a really ingenious idea. It'll stand up, and you've got something to look at.
And
for a
right
while.
there it says someone special. And I do love the gilding. I mean, that's just quite lovely. And then to open this and also see it on the acetate, well, that was quite a treat.
It is. I'm going to start with that acetate. I want to show you. The acetate that you get is this piece. It has these dashed lines that you can see here. It divides this into 4 pieces. You're going to start by cutting. Those are not perforated. You do have to cut it with scissors. Just cut it straight along those pieces, so you'll have 4 pieces. Right. Once you do, it will look a little bit more like this, but per my suggestion, it doesn't say this in the instructions, but I think it's a good idea to cut at least a 3/4 to 1 inch corner off of the top and about a 1/4 inch off the bottom. It just fits in your card better that way. So let me set that aside and bring in the card base. Here's the card base. Here is the front with those great doors. Here's the back, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Let me start with these tabs. You get 3 of these tabs. I went ahead and taped them along here. Each one of them is scored in the center, ready to fold really simply. So you're going to glue half of that tab right here. So that scored edge is going to be even with this edge. The important thing about placement is get out a ruler and start looking at the left side. There is a slot there. There are 3 slots, 1, 2, 3 slots on the left side. Line up that left slot and just make sure that you place that tab even with the bottom of that slot. That's how I place these. I just, stick that right there, line this up with the next slot on the left, and stick that right here, there, and that's what I did. With this last one, you can use Ultra Tape. In fact, I would prefer to use Ultra Tape, but real quickly, I grabbed my stick there so that we can do this quickly. Line that up with the left. I'm just going to eyeball it at this point just so I can do this quickly, but normally I would use the ruler and line that up. Okay, now you've got your tabs where they need to be, only glued on this side. Turn it over. And here are the scored lines where these are going to hinge, so you know that. And then you have scored lines where these doors open up. And I put the Ultra Tape to the right side and to the left side of those doors. I'm going to remove the backing on the Ultra Tape. It's just nice to know the placement of where all this goes, just to make it easy to pop these into place really quickly. I want to make sure that that gold is seen through the window, so I'm going to put gold side down, just sort of center it over there, make sure that that whole window is covered and that you're hiding the acetate right onto there. Then when I turn it over, when I open the doors, you can see the acetate right through there. Okay, the next thing you do is place these wonderful artwork pieces. I wanted them to be seen through there with that lady looking toward the center.
Yeah.
So to do that, I turn this over and I put her not here, but over here. She has to look out on the back to be able to look to the center when you open it up. Sure. I've got foam tape on these, and another important point that I found is to really see these well, you want to place this close to the outer edge. I think about 1/8 of an inch away, just sort of center it closer to this edge than to that fold so that you can really see it on the front. So I've got that there. Another important point, when you're placing this side, make sure the foam tape is not going to interfere with these slots. You're going to have tabs going through there.
That's a good thing to know.
Right.
Yes.
So I sort of, if you can see the slots, well, you can't really. I know that a slot goes here and here. I'm making sure that the foam tape is above and below the slots. There's another slot right there to make sure that they don't interfere. And then again, I'm placing this edge close to the left. And it's all right if I cover up those slots in this case because I've got the foam tape away from the slots. It seems like a lot, but it's really simple. It's just that one piece, you've got that all put together. Then I'm going to go ahead and fold these like so. And really it's ready to just slide these pieces into those slots. And because I didn't put foam tape in the way, well, there we
Kind
go.
of open
There we
them
go.
up, yeah.
You got to open them up and do them one at a time, and they'll all get slid in there.
And when
Once
I-
you do that and you turn it over, you've got a piece where you can
There
see
you
those.
can see that she's
Okay.
looking. And the other thing is you can put kind of a doorknob on here with one of the other
Right,
circular
the little
pieces,
circular
and
pieces.
that may have your message. This one is for someone special.
And they do have
So-
one of those handmade just for you
Oh,
tabs that you
nice.
can put
The
somewhere
back.
on the back, so that's kind of nice
And this
too.
one has handmade just for you right there. So it's really a complete little package,
Mm-hmm.
and then this also has the envelopes inside. Now, we promised you a third one. Here is what they're calling an Oriental envelope. Now, it has this slider part with a belly band on the front of it. So
Right,
I'm
so it
going to
starts
pull that
there.
off.
Keeps it together.
And then this is a fold over piece.
Beautiful.
And then,
So
oh,
nice
and it's
little
got
surprise.
a little one, separate one
And
inside.
separate little card on the
Very
inside.
nice.
Fun to decorate. And that's double size. So if you turn that card over, it's got some beautiful
Oh,
artwork on the
pretty.
back as well. I just love that.
So you can do your message on the inside, and
Just a fun way to give an
Right.
envelope. I don't know that you could send this in the mail like that. You might want to find another envelope if you want
Yeah,
to send
I think
the
you
whole
would.
thing in the mail. But that's still, it's a nice, it almost reminds me of a little lotus blossom opening
Mm-hmm.
up. And if we look at the other side of this, it's also, you've got a little tag on there, just made just for you. And I love that beautiful look here.
Pretty.
Now, this is pretty easy to accomplish in that you've got these these circles, and each one of them is scored. First, I'm going to back up though and look at the card on the inside, because we're going to use that in just a second. So the card comes like this. It is scored, ready to fold. You can just decorate, pop out a card topper, maybe a circular sentiment, and you've got that ready to go. It is scored, so just fold it. You can use a bone folder to get a nice flat fold on there. And then we go to this. This is going to fit inside of here.
right.
So when I place these pieces, I want to make sure, okay, I'm going to make sure that you can see the score lines. I've got the foiled part facing down and the printed part facing up. See those two score lines? I'm going to turn the one on the right this way. Don't get too close. We want to see that because I'm going to line that scored point at the end of this scored point, and we call that right angles. So you've got the start of a square right here, and that card that I have, there we go, that card is going to fit within there. So that's how you know you're doing it correctly. If you want to sort of place this and you know that you're getting a nice right angle, a nice square there, and then you know that's where I'm going to tape it. So I'm going to put tape right about this area, a little bit of tape there, and then I'm going to place that right at right angles. If I want to check to make sure that I'm doing it correctly, because you want that to be nice and square, put your card there and check your alignment.
There you go.
And then press in place. Now the next one is going to go up here. Here's my scored line.
You can actually just turn it so you're always doing the same
Okay,
thing.
sure. So here's my scored line. Put the next one. Oh, so it looks like a mouse.
It does.
It does. So put my little tape there, maybe a little extra, and make sure that that's upright. I've got the point of that score line on this one. Align them up, and you'll see that there's a little gap here. That's just perfect, a little bit of a 1/16 inch gap. Then I go for my next one. I'm going to put my tape right here. Take this one, turn that score line so that it's upright like that. Put the point of that score line right there on that one, and you're going to have a little gap right in the center. There's a little hole there. Okay, so those are all glued together this way, but before you glue these pieces together, you want to overlap them. You see how I did that? Let me put it back. I'm going to interlink. So now you've got that nice floral design, sort of that spiral design. And then I'm going to put the tape right underneath there, push that down, and you've got your envelope. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fold those up.
Just like that.
Isn't that unique? Makes me want to
Very
do that
nice.
with circles now.
Yeah.
There we go. So your card will be placed on the inside, And you can even, you know, do those just like that too.
Right.
So get that nice little lotus sort of blossom effect, just so. And then we have to make that outer piece. Very simple to do. This is one of the card topper pieces. Turn it over. There are 2 of these pieces. I'm going to tape each of them down. I'm just going to make a little bit of tape here. You actually want them to overlap possibly just a little bit in the center to make sure. There we go. And then I'm going to take the box, use that as a template basically to know right where I want to center it on there, like so. Fold one side over and kind of keep it a little bit loose so it'll be easy to, don't make it super tight, just give it a little bit of room, and tape that right on top of there. And now you have your belly band. Right. And you can decorate that, you can add a little sentiment on there, and there you go.
Now there are 2 of the 4 designs, and lighter on the outside so you can do your message, and darker on the inside of the card.
You can add jewel dazzles like on that one. I love the little border dazzles right there.
We added
it's a nice touch.
Purple jewel dazzles there. Now you're going to have all of those other die cuts, in fact 216 of them.
So what are you going to do with them?
And well, here's a suggestion. Here is a card, and you can see these interconnecting circles have been separated and nested one inside the other.
I love the adorable scoreable with the border, printed border on the left side, so that's real simple to accomplish, and just add some border dazzles there.
And because the artwork matches, you can see everything coordinates very nicely. And on the inside, just a little piece of the adorable scoreable and overlapping some more of the circles.
Right.
Very, very nice. Now,
beautiful.
scrapbookers.
I love that artwork. This is gorgeous.
This isn't just for card makers or card makers. You can also do scrapbooking with this. And so you can see, you mentioned earlier with the adorable scoreable, you can use it on your scrapbooking pages.
Right, so we've got one full page. Now the 12-inch by 12-inch paper is the background, which you can choose whatever paper you like, or whatever you have in your stash. And then we've got a full sheet of the adorable scoreable here on the left side, and then there's a partial sheet cut here just to get the advantage of that artwork.
We're creating kind of super mats behind them. We've done our photos just on white cardstock. Isn't that just absolutely charming?
That's great. And then just start adding some of those die cuts around the edges. I love going over the photos a little bit.
Isn't that lovely?
Beautiful.
Just very,
little bit
very
of computer
pretty.
journaling, and just a gorgeous look.
And we did add, because you know how we are, some of the white jewel border dazzles. You can see a little piece there, another piece up here, just to add a little extra of the foiling to support the Hunkydory die cuts.
So at least 28 cards, plus you're going to have extra left over to make scrapbook pages. You always have extra for more cards. You've got one of these beautiful Oriental envelope cards.
And you have
the Oriental aperture card.
And you also have the Eastern wardrobe, which I think is just really, really fun.
Right, for each of those. So what an exciting way to send somebody just a beautiful card.
Very, very heartfelt too. And please join us tomorrow, day 4 in our Hunkydory extravaganza.
Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, we are. We'll see you then.